Tremendous Wednesday to you. Hope that my voice is finding you in a good space. Good morning, everybody. Sorry about the late start, but I am ready to do this, and I hope you are as well. Let me throw my number out to the ether, and let's see if the ether responds. 513-873-7134. On today's show, I want to talk about this myth that black people don't feel pain. Got doctors out there that don't want to prescribe black folks pain medicine because you might be a dope addict. You don't feel no pain. You don't feel pain. Pain, what's that? Right? No. From George Floyd to a local story, Angel Campbell. It's the black woman who lost her 3-year-old son. She is being reported left her son with the grandmother who might have been in. From what I'm reading, the grandmother was maybe not in a physical space to be as active as maybe, you or I. And there was a fire that took place, took the young boy's life. Hamilton County prosecutor Joe Dieters charges the mother. I find it to be remarkable. I see some correlation between that and a George Floyd case. I want to share it with you this morning. You might get into it. You might not get into it. But again, 513-873-7134. This is the last honest place in Cincinnati media. I've been saying it for years. At some point, everybody will believe it because it is absolutely, we just embrace it. It's true. I'm going to say this is the last honest place in Cincinnati media. Okay? Good morning to everybody. Welcome back. Thank you for being here. It's a lot of stuff to talk about. So as you can tell, I'm going to talk about George Floyd this morning. We got to talk about what's happening with George Floyd. But I do want to get your thoughts on the forum last night. So last night, the NAACP and the Prince Hall Masons, they put together their town hall forum. I was your moderator. And except for some technical issues, which I don't know, I might be different. I've grown to understand that that's a part of this virtual world. It's a part of this. If you're going to do this, it's going to happen. It still don't make me happy, though. It still don't make me happy. It still simmers with me. Because I want the audience to have a very good experience. Your experience means everything. But aside from some of the issues that we have with one of the candidates in terms of their technical connection, I want to get in terms of their connection and some technical issues. I want to get your thoughts about overall what you thought about the candidates. Did it change your mind? Did you learn something new? Whatever the case may be. What your general impressions was. Shout out to the NAACP. I thought they did a great job. And I did my part to try to make sure that people could get something out of it. And there was some interesting parts there. Like, for instance, I was able to at least verbally get all of the candidates to commit to posting their Black agenda. You might say it's small, you may not, but as I have always stated, I 100% believe in the idea of a Black agenda. The city is 42% Black. And I know it's a lot of good people in the city that are already working on those efforts and have been working on those efforts. And shout out to all of them. I applaud all those efforts. But how you going to be the mayor of Cincinnati and you're not thinking and you don't have a plan for 42% of your population? And everybody admits and knows that 42% of the population has a specific history and specific things that happen to them, which means they need a specific agenda if this city's ever going to rise to where we all want it to be. So that was interesting. I'll be checking back with all the candidates, and I would hope, that people that are doing their own forums who care about that kind of thing also hold them accountable. Well, look, you was on the NAACP forum. You told everybody you was going to have a black agenda up soon. Where is it at? Let's get to it. Don't just tell me what I want to be able to see it on your website where you put all the other stuff that you want us to look at. Got all this nonsense on these websites about shit that don't matter. Where is your agenda for the black population in Cincinnati? At least give me something. That's easy. That's easy. That's super easy. You know what I'm saying? That's super easy. So you tell me. You tell me. See, Sister Iris writes, this did come up yesterday. She writes, Gabby said he couldn't find the refresh documents on the city websites. Those documents are easy to find. I got your text message. I looked on the website myself looking for those documents. I found the page, but when I clicked on it, nothing downloaded. And I tried it several times. When I clicked on the specifics to try to get the documents so I could download them, I couldn't do it. Couldn't find it. But apparently, I guess she's saying they're there. Okay. Send us a link so we can check it out. We can repost it here in the show. I want people to have as much information as possible. T. Greg's in the house. He writes, that 40% of black people will determine who the mayor is. Corruption is on the ballot. AvTab, skip the corruption. Hashtag alt middle. Yeah, I mean, that 42% of the population does have the potential to determine who the mayor is, right? It's all about that turnout. If black people in Cincinnati turned out, like really turned out, yeah. Yeah, you already know what would happen. You already know. Good morning, everybody. So I want to get your thoughts about what happened last night, what you saw, what you heard, what you think. Real simple. What did you think? What did you think? That's what matters. I'm going to reach out to all of the candidates I haven't spoken with. So on this show, we've already talked with Cecil Thomas. On this show, we've already talked with AvTab Pureval. On this show, we've already talked with Raphael Prophet. I appreciate all the time those gentlemen gave us. But now I want to talk with Gavi, and I want to talk with David, and I want to talk with Herman Najoli. Now, Herman Najoli wasn't there last night, and I'll be honest with you, I don't get it. Like, why would you, as a black man running for mayor, not want to talk at the Cincinnati NAACP's forum? I don't get it. That just shit don't make no sense to me. But again, it don't have to make sense to me. It only has to make sense to Herman Najoli and his team. But I think that's a missed opportunity. It's a missed opportunity because Herman Najoli, I don't care how many votes he got for commissioner. I can't remember. I think it was like 5,000 or something like that. I don't care how many votes he got. It don't really matter. What matters is that you need more name recognition. People don't know you like that yet. And you get a chance to be on the stage with all the other candidates, with David Mann and AvTab Pureval, some of the people that people are saying are the front runners, then you better take that. I was surprised that it didn't really get chippy last night. I was surprised because if I'm not a front runner, don't give me a stage. We gonna have some friction. Because what I need to do is to separate myself from you. I got to show the people that I'm different. I got to show the people that with me, you getting something different. So I was a little surprised by that. I thought it might be a little bit more, confrontational, which I was here for. I ain't got no problem with that as a moderator. Well, let's get to as long as it makes sense. Now, if it's some nonsense, we ain't got time for it. But if it takes us in a direction where I think that people can get something off of it, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Let's figure it out. Gregerson writes, the NAAC is irrelevant. Bro, you have no idea how wrong you are. If I told you the kind of numbers they was doing on that Facebook page, you would not believe me. You would not believe me. If I told you, like when they did this in COVID last year, if I told you how many people was viewing those videos, you wouldn't believe me. Believe me when I tell you that. You wouldn't believe me. You think I'm making it up. So that can't be true. And I know that firsthand. We got to support organizations that support us. You know what I'm saying? We got to support organizations that support us. If you support us, I support you, period. I mean, to the level that support will will be determined by a lot of other factors. But come on now, you got to support the people that support you. And what the reason why I rock with the NAACP is because I respect their leadership. I respect their leadership, and I respect what I see them doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, if I see somebody on some real stuff, I'm like, they on some real stuff for us. Well, I got to support you then. I got to support it. I'd be a fool not to. What kind of man would I be? What kind of black man would I be if I don't support people that support black people? I wouldn't be worth my weight in salt. I wouldn't be worth it. Y'all, why would you want to listen to somebody like that? I wouldn't waste my time with it personally. So I can only imagine you feel the same way. Let me pull my cam up. I just wanted to leave that up for a second because I want to make this point. On the left there, you see Jody Edwards. That's the woman who left her kid in a car for 8 hours. Joe Dieters did not charge her. On the right there, you have an image of what appears to be a burning building, just to be a visual representation of the backstory of that case, where a black mother left her son with the grandmother. An accidental fire takes his life, and Joe Dieters charges the mother. And I'm still trying to figure out, what is child endangering in Hamilton County? I cannot be the only person who is struggling to figure out what that means. What is child endangering? So Hamilton County prosecutors, when it comes to black folks, black people don't have no pain. So when it was a white woman, this is how I feel about it. You know, people can say what they want to say, but when it was a white woman, Joe Dieters had so much empathy when you looked into her eyes and the tears were swelling up because she forgot her own child in a car for 8 hours. There wasn't no accidental fire. There was no grandmother. She didn't leave the kid with somebody. She left the kid in the car by herself. No charges. Joe Dieters said, you know what? This woman has suffered enough. He recognized that she was in pain. Okay. When it's a black woman, oh, you don't have no pain. We got to teach you a lesson. Oh, you got to be taught a lesson. A talking to won't be good enough. You know what I'm saying? You losing your kid ain't enough. We got to make sure that you and everybody close to you understand that you need to be a better parent. How dare you leave this child with your grandma, with your mama, and you know your mama's in a wheelchair and she can't take care of it? How dare you? You are responsible. Same thing with George Floyd. You know, Derek Chauvin probably thought that, you know, his bones were like laced with adamantium. Because, you know, some of these folks out here think that we superhuman until they're ready for us to be subhuman. Oh, knee on the neck. Oh, he's not dead. He's not dead. He don't feel this. He don't feel this. He's not dead. Pain? Nah, he don't feel no pain. He's a black man because black people don't feel pain. You go to your doctor, you tell your doctor you got pain. You go to the emergency, you go to the hospital. I got pain. They don't want to give you no pain medicine. If you black, you don't need it. What you gonna do? You gonna crush it up? You gonna snort it? Oh, okay. You gonna sell these, huh? Mm-hmm. Because you know every black person's looking to sell pills, right? I couldn't make this up. I mean, this is the world that we actually live in. It's amazing, isn't it? It is amazing. 513-873-7134. If you like to share your thoughts this morning, I would love to hear them. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And I'm not saying I got all the backstory on this case with this Angel Campbell case, because I'm sure it's a lot I don't know. But on the surface, you got the same prosecutor. You got very similar circumstances. You got two mothers that lost their kid. One don't get charged because the prosecutor has sympathy. He sees himself. That could be me. That could be my wife. That could be my son. That could be my daughter. That could be us, right? And the other, grand jury. And I'm sure if somebody questions Joe Dieters about this, he'll fall back on the whole, the grand jury. You ain't even present a case of the grand jury in the Jody Edwards case. The prosecutors killed me. Sometimes they play the whole, the grand jury. You don't even have to take a case before the grand jury. You're the prosecutor. You can make these decisions under your purview. You make these decisions yourself. Nobody makes you do this. Nobody makes you do this. Oh, it's just the law. It's the law. It's the law. It's the law. Get the hell out of here. I see a little something there. I got it. Them fingers still got the magic touch, man. From my b-ball days. It's amazing how long things stick with you when you practice and really, really dedicate yourself. It really is quite amazing. How are we looking out here? Looking good? Yeah. I got to step up my it's time to step up. I'm taking my physical training to the next level. So you already know I had a cardiac event about a year ago. So I took the last year just focusing on my body just so I could get to where I'm now so I can step it up. You got to do these things gradually, especially in the condition I was in. So now the weather is turning. I can get outdoors more. It's step up game time. Step up game. Step up game. You're going to see this black man walking down the street. Like, who is that? Who is that handsome model walking down? That's Nate Ivey. Mm-hmm. What the hell is that, Tyson Beckford? Is that Tyson Beckford? He kind of look like Nathan Ivey. Damn. Why is the wifey in the kitchen talking about some really? Tyson Beckford. Yeah, let me have my dreams, goals, body goals. Body goals. Damn. Can I live, please? Let me be great. We just having some fun. If we can't have fun in the morning, then why is we doing this? I know we talk about a lot of serious stuff, but sometimes you just gotta lighten this shit up, bro. Gotta lighten it up. Good morning. Damon Lynch writes, will they share their black agenda with white Cincinnati? It's a good question. Well, that's why I say on the website. Because all these candidates say, well, go to my website. I got a 5-point plan. I got a 10-point plan. I got a 4-point plan. I got a 3-page plan. Okay, great. Where's your black agenda? We got to set the precedence that they start to do these kind of things at the very least. And I don't want to hear in a month from now because I will be checking back. Well, in a month you got the election. So I'd say we'll give it like a couple of weeks. Really, it only takes about a few days. If they serious about it, let's be honest here. So if you missed it last night, I got the various mayoral candidates to promise to post their black agenda, whatever that might be. And I'll be checking on their websites. Well, the election is what, May 4th? So we ain't got a lot of time. Like, how long does it take? I'd say at the most a week. At the most a week, because what I would want is for them to really do some research, to reach out to people in our community and say, hey, listen, what should be on an agenda? And then to quickly put that in place, or to look at their own plans and be in more clearly, it depends on what they need to do. Look at their own plans and extrapolate what they believe is the black agenda within their own plans and clearly delineate that and clearly mark that on their website so people can read it and then hold them accountable if they are elected. That's one thing about Joe Biden. Joe Biden, it's easy to hold Joe Biden accountable because he's got a black agenda. And I don't want to hear all this goobly glop about COVID-19 and okay, great. You got the relief point. Now, where's the agenda? Where's the policy? Where's the tangibles? Let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I think that's completely fair. And I only said it because that's what everybody else doing. There is nothing wrong with that. That's what every other groups in America, it might even be special interest groups where race is not a factor, it's some other issue. They're all going to politicians with agendas and plans saying, here's our priorities. Make it happen, Captain. Here you go. Here's our priorities. There's no reason why we can't do the same thing. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning, comrade.
Good morning. Black Russia.
Yes, sir. Happy Wednesday, hump day.
Happy Wednesday to you, brother.
Hey,
welcome.
Thank you. I watched it, I guess it was a forum. It wasn't a debate. It was more of a forum. And I don't know. Did anybody, maybe I missed it, I did watch, did anybody endorse issue 3? Or was everybody against it?
Now, refresh my brain again. What's issue 3 again?
That's the affordable housing.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Raphael Prophet did.
Well, he just signed his death certificate on the mayor's race. So he's out. I'm just saying, bro. He a good brother, bro, but you signed his death certificate on that one. His political death certificate.
Really?
Signed his political death certificate. You heard it here first. He can't finish. He can't finish top 2 endorsing that bullshit. Kids are back at school 5 days a week, so I can cuss now.
He said that the city, he said school back. That's funny. I forgot we put that
Bruh,
in place.
it's over.
He said that the city should be able to come up with $50 million and make a priority for it.
Bruh,
So that's the least we can do.
He's ignorant to the budget then, bro. And I hate to say it, but that's pure ignorance. That's not true. And for him to be a former firefighter and to be high level, he should have information on how the police and fire budget operate. He know they ain't got $50 million for issue 3. And for him to say that he endorses it, basically just makes him a mid-major to minor candidate now. You know, maybe he's already been major, but now he's minor now. Issue 3 is not even an option. So just scratch him off. In terms of the debate, there's only 2 viable candidates here: Avtab Piraval and Cecil Thomas. Let's just cut the bullshit. There's only 2 guys that are viable because they viable in the black community, both of them. Everybody else is not viable in the black community, other than Prophet, but he was until he said he supported issue 3. So we'll just cut him off. It's down to those 2. Let's just stop playing. And that's why you don't see a debate very much, because I think everybody knows that 800,000-pound gorilla in the room is that there's 2 real candidates in this race for mayor. That's it. And from my perspective is, if you got involved in any type of corruption, I can't vote for you. So that eliminates Avtab. So the only option I got is Cecil Thomas. That's for me. I mean, just watching the forums and just doing my own homework. Only option for black folks is Cecil Thomas.
Listen, you said corruption in Avtab. When was Avtab caught up in some corruption? I don't remember that.
When he ran for Congress. You don't remember that?
No.
He had to pay that fine because he was commingling campaign funds?
Nah. Okay.
He was found guilty of that. So, he's not an option, bro. He's corrupt.
Campaign funds. So what was the back? I know you're not talking about when his mother gave him some money.
That's a different situation. Go back and read 2018 what happened. That wasn't the subject of the Ohio Elections Commission, but his mom giving him money. That was investigated, but nobody really acted on it. My understanding is that, he commingled campaign funds between when he ran for Congress and when he ran for clerk of court. So, like, if it was all the stuff that we've been seeing downtown in Cincinnati.
That was the same case.
If you've been involved in anything that look like that bullshit, I don't want you down to City Hall. You out of here. You can't even go down there.
Wait, let's be fair here. So you're saying this sounds like the same case. So basically he got some campaign donations to run for, I don't know, Congress. And then he used some of that money when he was running for the clerk of courts. Is that correct?
Hey, you got it backwards. But yeah, essentially
okay.
That's what it was. So basically he got money because the state campaigns, you can get unlimited money. But the federal campaigns, there's a cap on it. So what he did was, he did take, now this is the part that you had right about his mom. His mom did cut him like $11,000, right, to a state campaign account when he ran for court. But what he did was he then took that money from the state campaign and then used it for his federal race. That's the illegal part, and that's what he got found guilty on.
Okay.
So like people want to downplay that.
Right.
So it ain't about his mom giving him money. It ain't about his mom giving him money.
It's
about how he used the money.
Oh,
it's about how he used the money, bro.
That's not
because
corruption.
You can't commingle. Because you can't commingle these funds, bro. You can't do
obviously
it.
That, and if he got caught in this against the campaign finance law, and I'm sure they got a good reason for it. But as I sit here,
ain't no good reason for that.
I'm sure
he played guilty.
Let me hear me all the way out before you cut me off. All I'm saying is, I'm sure that there's a good reason as to why this is a campaign finance violation, right? I'm sure there's some good reason why this law is on the books. But as I sit here, 2 things. 1, I don't think that's a big deal. And then 2, I don't think that's corruption. How's that corruption?
Well, look. You're the moderator of some of these things in the talk show host. So, I mean, whether you think it's corruption or not, that's fine. You're a voter too. You have your say. But the voters are going to determine whether they believe that's corruption or not too.
Yeah, but now you're skirting responsibility though. I'm asking you.
I'm sorry?
You skirting responsibility. I'm asking you, Black Russia. You just called up and said he was guilty of corruption. I'm asking you to explain to us how what you just said is corrupt. How's that corruption?
Commingling. Okay, I'll do that. I'm gonna step into the plate and take the challenge.
Cool.
So what you got going on is you got, when you run for countywide or statewide office, there are certain rules for that county statewide office. Then there's specific rules for if you run for Congress or Senate or president on the federal level. So what happens is, on the state level, there is no cap to campaign contributions. You can take in as much money as you want for that statewide or countywide rate. On the federal level, there's a cap. Don't quote me on the cap, but I want to say it's like $4,900, something like that. That's the cap. So what happens is when somebody gives you $10,000 for your state race, and then you turn around and you use that money for your federal race, that's what makes it wrong, because there's a cap on how much money you can take in. So if you take the money in through the state race, you avoid the cap in the federal race. That's why it's wrong. That's why I'm explaining to you why it's wrong for him what he did. That's what I'm saying. That's it. He knew what he was doing. But you didn't explain
why it was corrupt. You didn't say it was wrong. We all know it was wrong. Everybody knows that. You said it was corruption.
Corruption and wrong is the same thing? Why do you think that's not synonymous?
Because it's not.
Being wrong and corrupt is the same thing.
Why do it's not synonymous?
So being corrupt is not wrong?
Well, everything that's wrong is not corruption is the point I'm trying to make.
Are you sure about that? Really?
I'm absolutely sure about that. There's a whole lot of things that are wrong, but that don't mean that they're all called corruption. That's all I'm trying to say. I mean, words matter. I feel like you was crossing wires here. But I mean, I hear what you're saying, though.
No, but see, here's what I'm saying, though. I think you're saying everything that's corrupt is wrong, but everything that's wrong is not corrupt. Is that what I'm hearing?
All I simply said is for you to explain to us how what AvTab did with these campaign finance issues he got into is corruption. Yeah. It sounds to me like it was a campaign finance violation. And that's it.
That's corruption. That's corruption. That's what PG got campaign finance violations, and that's corruption.
Yeah,
what are you
but not
talking
every
about?
campaign finance. Well, that's a whole nother charge. Was he charged with a campaign finance violation? I don't really remember that. With PG.
Well, I'll drop the article. I'll drop the article in the chat room, and people can discuss it for themselves, because it was back in 2018 when this all happened. I'm sure you remember it.
I'm saying now you just brought up PG, and I don't think he was charged with a campaign finance violation, was he?
Well, that's the campaign violation. The finance violation is the corruption aspect of it. He was the campaign contributions to his account.
So we're talking about two different things. Then that's my whole point. That's a whole different situation.
No, it's not two different things.
Let's just keep it on AvTab.
We're talking about corruption. We're talking about corruption.
Right. And you believe that what happened in this situation is an example of corruption, and that's your opinion. And for me, I'm just searching for.
Yeah, right.
I'm searching for. I don't know if I agree with that. To me, it sounds like it was a campaign violation. How much money were we talking about here? Like, how much money did he take from one race and then use in another? Was it a couple thousand or something like that?
It was something like that. I have to see. I'm gonna send you the article because I don't want to misquote it. All I'm saying is that it's corruption because what you're trying to do is circumvent the campaign finance limits. That's the point I'm making. Okay. The limits in the federal race are there for a reason, just like there's no limits in the state race. Exactly. So you take in money from the state race to avoid the limits, and then using your federal race where there's limits. Okay, that's the corruption.
That. I understand that. I understand your point.
But that's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to focus on that because you focus on the mayor's race. I did watch the forum. You know, it was all right. I mean, it was no fireworks. You know, there's only two candidates in this race, and it's AvTab and Cecil, and AvTab's corrupt, and I can't roll with that. So just have a good day. I'll keep listening.
Okay, thanks for the call, man. That's Black Russia doing his political operative thing again. I mean, you're entitled to your opinion. I mean, maybe I need to be educated on that a little bit, and I promise you, when I get some time, I'll sit down and think about that. But as I sit here, I guess if you're looking at it by the letter of the law and you say, listen, when somebody commits any campaign finance violation, that inherently means that they're corrupt. If that's how you look at it, that's your opinion of it. For me, I look at it a little bit differently because I don't remember all the backstory, but I do remember that it's centered around some money that his mother gave him. And I'm thinking, if I give my child some money, I don't care what it is, but the way he just explained it, you know, it kind of rings a little bit differently. So hopefully the audience can get something out of the conversation. 513-873-7134. I'm very interested in what you thought about the forum last night. What did you think about the responses? David Mann, what did you think about David Mann's response about why he walked out on the people? That's going to be a tough role for David Mann. He really shot himself in the foot with that. He really shot himself with a foot in that, in my opinion. I think he created an image, a stain, if you will, that he's not going to be able to shake off. And like I told you, I'm working on a potential interview with David Mann, hopefully real soon, hopefully sometime next week. And what I want to do is get a little bit more in depth, with that situation and share with him, what it looked like and what it sounded like from my personal experience. Last night it was a forum. I had other business with another agenda, but here on the Nathan Ivey Show, we can spend a lot of time on just one issue, right? Just trying to understand it. Like I said, I ain't trying to win you over. Whatever you think is whatever you think, and that is great. I love divergent points of view. But sometimes it's just some things I just don't understand. And so in that search of understanding, it's always best to talk with the people that were actually there, right? It makes perfect sense. Good morning to you. 513-873-7134. As a matter of fact, let me make it even easier for everybody. And I'll put the number on the screen if you want to share your thoughts this morning. This morning, I also want to talk about the George Floyd case, but I kicked things off because I was reading more about this case of this woman who was a Cincinnati woman who is currently being charged by Joe Dieters. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, she deserves to be charged. I mean, that's okay. I mean, listen, everybody's got their own opinion, but this is what's kind of percolating in my head. This is kind of like how I'm seeing it. You know what I'm saying? As of right now, when you get more information, it might change. But as of right now, I'm just saying, these are the kind of reasons why I didn't vote for Joe Dieters. Shit like this right here. Cases just like that. I wasn't going to vote for Joe Dieters just because of his track record, even before what happened the last couple of years. When I saw that he arrested and was going to go super hard at this black dude who said F the coronavirus, I was already done with Joe Dieters, but then I was like, can you be double done? You know what I'm saying? Done to the 2-second power or something like that. I was completely through. You know what I'm saying? We went from done to through. And maybe through precedes done. I don't know, but I just couldn't understand it. It's so funny because, and I know that this might irritate some people, but it's just the nature of human communication and the way I do what I do. I know sometimes I tend to repeat myself and bring up some of these same issues. And that's because I want to make a point, and it's something I really, really believe in. And I was watching these images of, I was watching these images of, that new open flask zone that they have downtown on the banks, right? On the river, and some of the images. And now you got at least one city council member, David Mann, saying that there needs to be a review just to make sure that safety protocols as it relates to COVID-19 are being put in place. And it made me think back to this brother that got arrested by, and Joe Dieters wanted to charged him with a felony, right? His brother spent 2 weeks sitting in the jail cell down there, and we paying for this during COVID, because these white males got in their feelings because he said F the coronavirus and he called the governor a cracker. We say the N-word too, so listen, it is what it is. And for those who might with your polite sensibilities, we way past all of that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, wait a minute. So you got city-sanctioned super spreader events on the banks. This is a city-sanctioned super spreader event on the banks. These mofos act like we lit COVID. Close is clear. Meanwhile, this week, the CDC director is saying that she's looking at what could be impending doom. And about a year ago, Joe Dieters locked his brother up for doing exactly what these folks is doing on the banks right now. What's the difference? What is the difference? And you can make the argument that it's even worse now. COVID is far more infectious, far more deadly. You got different variants than it is now than when these sensitive ass white males in this city, these prosecutors, Joe Dieters, got in their feelings and tried to charge this brother. And some of you black folks was like, yeah, good answer. He deserves to. Huh? What is the difference? They're having a super spreader event, right? School, CPS going back to school today. I guess it's just me. I don't understand it. I think all of it's crazy. I think 5 days a week is crazy. I think these little Dora zone right now, I think it's a good idea. Later this year, it's a great idea. Just like school. I think 5 days a week is a great idea. And fucking September. It's a great idea in September. October, excellent idea. Right now, it's goofy. And I want to make sure I say that. I want to make sure everybody knows where I'm coming from. I hope I'm wrong. But I don't understand. It's like the world has lost its mind. So I'm making multiple points at the same time. We call it flow. Right now, the city of Cincinnati is hosting a super spreader event. Mofos down there dancing and giggling and eating chicken wings and bottled beer, no mask on. Everybody lovely. A year ago, a brother got about 15, 20 people together at a lot in the OTR and said, if the coronavirus they having a party, you got to go to jail. And at that point, we hadn't lost nowhere near as many people who are dead now of COVID. What in the hell am I missing? Say it with me, y'all. We are living in the last days of common sense. All the people with common sense are dead. I'm sorry. Where are they? Common sense is dead. Put a toe tag on it. It is done. We will never be what we were before. Our ancestors are turning in their graves right now, looking at us like, I raised them better. No, you didn't. So I don't understand the world that we live in. I feel like a fish out of water. I don't understand none of this shit. The things I see people doing make no sense. It's like the world's gone crazy, right? From a famous flow. But you tell me, I don't know what child endangering is. I have no idea what it is. I have no idea. I'll say it again for the umpteenth time. You can leave your kid in a hot car, grab the donuts out the trunk while your baby is strapped in the back seat, and Joe Dieters, if you're white, will not charge you. You'll have sympathy. Oh, she's overworked. Could happen to me. Wrong answer. It could never happen to me. I would never leave my child in a dangerous situation. That's like you put your child on your back and you swim out to the middle of the 12 feet. And then you leave your kid there and you forget and you go get a drink and you say, I forgot my child. Oh, I forgot she was on my back. It's unbelievable. I will never believe that. I will never believe that a sane person that's not on drugs can in any way forget their child. I can't even forget my phone, man. If I leave my phone somewhere, believe me, in 10 minutes, I'm like, how can you leave your child? No charges. But you can leave your child with the grandmother who maybe is handicapped. A freak accident that nobody could foresee. Nobody can foresee this kind of things happens. Jody just charges the mother. You're personally responsible. One thing is for certain is that no matter how you feel about that situation, we all know as adults that if you leave an infant in a hot car in August, let's say it's up around 97, let's say it's up around 99, up around 100 degrees, we all know what's going to happen. There's no doubt about that. No charges. No charges. That's because he has sympathy. I sympathize. I feel your pain. And black people don't have any pain. You don't have no pain. That's why you're tasing the hell out of us. You don't got no pain. You don't feel that. You don't feel that. That's why I get pissed off when I hear and I've even heard Elliot, the police chief of Cincinnati, say this like, we deployed the tasers and there was no effect. No, there is an effect. It just might not be visible. Don't let them tell you that there's no effect when you get hit with that kind of juice. You're going to feel it. You're going to believe that. So, Aaliyah, enough for me, more of you. Let me go straight to the phones. I can go on for days and days. I do this for people. This is what I do. Good morning. Welcome to the show. Oh, hold on. People can't hear you, man. We got Brother Powell on the line. Hold on, Brother Powell. Give me one second. Let me make sure you're all the way connected with your audio. I believe you are now. Hey, Brother Powell, can you hear me now?
What's going on? I heard you before. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I can hear you. The people couldn't hear you. I could hear you. You're right.
That's all right. Oh, I ain't story my life, ain't it? Good morning. But I was going to tell you did a good job yesterday, man. Yeah, great job yesterday, man. I think you did a great job yesterday, man. Great job. And I tell you why. I think the strong leadership and accountability was what's missing. And you hit the needle on the head when you said, specifically what they're doing for our community, us as a whole, because it's the NAACP. And you had no problem talking about, the black community and asking each individual, what's your plan for our community, man? And holding them accountable. I said, man, as always, man, you hit them all, and especially in the end, you hit everybody with aggressive questions. You hit Cecil, you hit man, you even hit AdTab. Hey, what's going on? It's funny about the other black Russian. I ain't gonna put nobody down. You know how I am, good or bad. When he's talking about corruption, the difference between that, Brother Ivy, is that AdTab Pureval and our campaign listen to you every day. So as soon as he said it, AdTab, like, hey, pal, what's, because the relationship you and him got, he's like, pal, should I call in or not? Because we listen every day. It's not like the access is not there. You can ask him whatever, Brother Ivy. And we definitely listen. So for Black Russian, you want to ask that question or get that question answered? Brother Ivy, we all access for him. Hands down, always will always have been. So, that's what I was thinking when I was just sitting here listening, like, I don't know how many people do not understand, as a city as a whole, as a campaign, Brother Ivy, your station is on. I just proved it because I heard the name mentioned, like, oh, here I am. We're here for Brother Ivy. So it's all about communication, relationship. It can't be accountability without relationship. So you got that, Brother Ivy. We just sitting here listening, like, oh, no problem. And the same man he mentioned, like, hey, Brother Ivy's my friend, pals. Do they need me to call and talk to him? Because it'd be no problem because the relationship is there. Unlike most people, and I'm going to leave that alone. I think you did a great job yesterday, good brother. Great points, man. Great points. And that's all I want to say, man. Great job.
Appreciate it. I'll keep that in mind. Take it easy.
Most definitely.
Yeah, shout out to the NAACP. They put together the questions. I added a few there, here and there. There were some things I definitely want to make sure we held them accountable about. But like I said, teamwork make the dream work. Strong team. Good morning to you. 513-873-7134. Well, that's good to hear, man. When I hear, and again, we're not hearing directly from AvTab, we're hearing from Brother Powell, but when I hear candidates or when I get that feeling from candidates that they're open to any question, that's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear, because you asking us for a lot. You asking us to put you in a position of a lot of influence, okay? And there's a lot at stake right now. And I appreciate those kind of attitudes. That's what it should be. If I was running for office, ask me whatever. If I'm not prepared to answer your questions, I'm not prepared to lead you, period. Simple as that. That's why I got so pissed off with Bruce Hoffman. I couldn't believe it. He said the dumbest shit I ever heard in my entire life. Why didn't you go down and talk with the protesters? Well, I didn't want to get in the way. And you going to point fingers at Charmaine McGuffey because she's talking and she's at least listening to. It's not like you know what I'm saying, leading the charge or anything like that, but you're running for Hamilton County Sheriff and you're not going to go and at least listen to the people? Oh, we can't never vote for you. I could never vote for you, ever. Because what that tells me is if you got the nerve to say that as a candidate, could you imagine what you're going to be like if you actually get the position? Nah, bruh. We dodged a bullet on that one. We dodged a bullet with the Hamilton County Sheriff. I told you folks, that was it was the future or the past. That's what it was staking that. We going to have a better, brighter, open, more attitude, with the sheriff department, or we going back to the 90s and the 80s where everybody had a lot of problems and you felt like you was living in a penal city. You know what I'm saying? You don't want that. A prison city or something like that. You don't want that. You can't talk to the people. I don't understand why you're running for anything. And I don't mean the people that like you. I'm talking about the people that challenge you. And that goes for anybody. You should be able to be open to critiques. You should be open to, and I'm not saying anything. Somebody might be asking some dumb shit. I'm not on that. But if it's something that's relevant to issues and tangibles and, stuff that we care about, that's easy. That's easy. That's super easy. You got to do that, man. You got to do that. And then for the Black community, has there ever been a more critical time for us? Has there ever been a more critical time for us? I don't think so. It is critical. Like what happens with that $290 million is critical to the city of Cincinnati. And I got every confidence that all the smart people involved will come up with the best ideas, I'm sure, with a lot of community involvement. I'm sure they'll come up with something, right? But this is critical. Either we moving forward, either we're opening doors and creating equity and tangibles, either we're about that life, or the death of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and all of these things that everybody say they talking about. Like when you talk to people, everybody say the right thing. Okay, we got to move behind lip service. It's got to be deeper than that if you're real about it. That's why this city council race is not a game. I ain't playing no games. You already know. You already know. I don't want to hear no dumb shit. You need to understand and be you have to have done your homework. I should never know more than you about the city than you do. And you're running for council? Oh, hell no. I'm just a dude with a microphone. You're trying to be in a position of power. You should know this. There was one candidate said that he didn't last night. I think it was Raphael Prophet said he didn't he hadn't looked at or he didn't get a chance to look at the chartier's recommendations. I mean, I don't think you should be running for anything related with city council, mayor, or otherwise, and you don't know about all the most relevant shit. Like, you should know about the collaborative refresh. You should understand what that is. If I do, and I'm just a dude with a microphone, you should, period. You should know about these charter recommendations, which as I looked at them, I think I agree with damn near every last one of them. I think they're on point with it. I think it makes a lot of sense. It's on their website. Man, tell me you can't find it and you didn't have time to, man, you better get on the internet. You run for city council, you should understand what these various organizations do and what the current ideas, trends, policy initiatives, you should know all of that. Because if I do, you should, period. Why should I vote for you? You can't do your homework. It ain't happening. Black, white, progressives, people I know, people I don't know, makes no difference whatsoever. You got to bring your A game when you step to us. Simple as that. You know, people can do what they want to do at other places, but here, time is precious. Like, these 2 hours you spend every day, man, you could be doing something else. You got plenty of things you could be doing and watching. So it's got to be something that's worth our investment. Plus, we're just those kind of people. You know what I'm saying? We're just those kind of people here on the Nathan Ivey Show, the Choppers, Sin Digital Media. We're just those kind of people. That's just how it is. That's just how we roll. Hopefully you can get into it. We don't mean no harm. We only mean good. Just so you know. We only mean good for the city. I care about Cincinnati. That's why I talk about Cincinnati. I care about Cincinnati. I have great hopes for the city. I can see the potential. There's a lot of really, really, really super dope, awesome people and good things that's happening. And we got some problems. We have some major, major, major problems. We have some people who are worse than COVID. You saying, you know, simple as that. How many people, raise your hand if you're going down to the super spreader event that they're calling the, is it Dora? It's like the open flasks. You can just walk around with your beer and your drinks and stuff downtown. Raise your hand if you're going to be going down there because I want to know. You can sort of be like a citizen reporter and let us know what the what is and what's really going on. From the images I saw, don't look like a place I want to be. It don't look like a place that I want to be. I'll be honest with you. I ain't feeling it. I'm not feeling it. But again, somebody tell me what the difference is. What's the difference between now the city-sanctioned Super Soaker event? That is a hell of a tongue twister, right? City-sanctioned Super Soaker event. Man, say that like 15 times before you do your podcast, people. City-sanctioned Super Soaker event. I think I got it. Goes back to my MC Dangerous days. That's right. Yes. I wasn't a rapper. I was a creative. I was a vocal creative. MC Dangerous. Yeah, why'd I bring that up, right? I don't know. I guess I'm a glutton for punishment, I guess. Good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Hope that your day is starting good. Y'all want to dig into, I'm stalling a little bit, can you tell? Y'all want to dig into this Derek Chauvin? Y'all ready for this, man? This is emotional. This is very emotional. There might be myths out there, but, you know, for all folks who don't know, Black people are human too. We have emotions, ups and downs, ins and outs. We bleed. We feel pain, just so you know. We feel pain just like everybody else. Now, God may have blessed us, some of us, with a little extra muscle. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying? But, you know, it is what it is. That has nothing to do with the heart. We are human. We feel pain. When Derek Chauvin put his knee on the neck of George Floyd felt it. He felt it. Did y'all see this testimony? Oh my God. Is there anything more? It's just a mixture of, get emotional. it's just a mixture of a lot of different emotions. It really is. It's a mixture of a lot of different emotions. Like I'm angry. When I watch that testimony of what's happening with Derek Chauvin and George Floyd, I get mad as a motherfucker. I'll be honest with you. I am pissed. I want to do something. It puts me on edge. It really does. It makes me real angry. I start thinking about all the things that's happened. It makes me real mad. It makes me sad. Makes me real sad. And I'm sad on a lot of different cases. Of course, number one, I'm sad for George Floyd, and I wonder what he was feeling in his moments, his final moments, which is just really deep. And then when you hear these eyewitnesses, y'all, mm. Like I said, it's very emotional. Very emotional. And you see these people and you think to yourself, what would you do? And some of these people was young, and you wonder how this is going to impact them moving forward. You know what I'm saying? You wonder, like, is this going to be something that they're ever going to live through and be able to, live a life where, you're not having flashbacks and nightmares and things like that. And for me, you look at that situation and you see this brother who has a background in martial arts who's testified. And I can understand I can feel something's going on, but I don't know what I should do. I mean, just a really terrible situation right there. And then I keep thinking to myself, honestly, that no matter how emotional the testimony is, no matter how much evidence they might appear to have, that because of race and politics and racism and all those kind of things, Derek Chauvin might walk. He might walk. He might walk. He might get away with it. You never know. You never know. I mean, stranger things are happening. I mean, I see cases all the time where I feel like, oh, this is open and shut. They got them. And they walk. Most recently, and it was announced yesterday, no convictions for St. Louis officers who beat a black undercover colleague at a protest. Now, I brought this to your attention maybe last week. I did a show on Friday, and the show was titled 3 Stories You Might Have Missed. A lot of people was like, I ain't never heard this story. No, I take that back. I think the cover was, why don't we hear more about this story in the media? Something like that. Yeah, I think that's what it was. And, it just seemed like it was one of those stories that we should be having a national conversation on. And if you don't know the backstory on it, then let me hit you to the game. I'll bring the can back up once my tears dry up. Give me a second. But Officer Luther Hall was recording criminal activity during the protest, and he required multiple surgeries after the attack. And he was attacked by police officers. Now, Luther Hall is a black man, was working as an undercover police officer. And basically what he was doing was going into the crowds of the protesters, and he was recording anybody that might have been committing a crime. Okay, like we all know that's part of the job. It's going to happen. They should be doing that, because some people get into some of these situations where there's like an authentic, reaction from a community that gets translated into social unrest. It manifests into social unrest. That, to me, I don't have no problem with that. That's a part of it. But we already know it's always a couple people in the crowd that want to go smash up the sneaker store and snatch some Air Jordans or do some dumb shit or something like that. We already know that's a part of it. Okay. And then one action makes the other action look bad. You know, people out here in the streets, because they are, you know, organically compelled, right, to hit the streets and let their voice be heard. And then you got a few idiots over here that want to do a smash and grab. Makes everybody look bad. So they're out there, you know, trying to find them people that might be trying to harm police, or, you know, people that might be, you know, commit some kind of crime. You know, you get it. So he's doing his job, right? Capturing video and photographs. He said about 3, 4, 5 officers, all white, swooped up on him and just opened up a can of whoop ass. Like, beat this man something bad. Matter of fact, I think I still got the image. I'm not prepared to get back on cam yet. I'm just keep it real with you. She ain't no sense in lying. I'm human. And let me see a second here. Let me see if I can find this image for you. Because in the image I put up on the cover of that particular show, it was an image of the man who we're speaking of, this officer, and his face was all bloodied and his lip was huge. I mean, I'm like, damn, can I just get arrested, please? They don't do that no more? Damn, can we not kick my ass first? Can you just take me straight down to the processing place, please? Do we really have to do this? And what the officers didn't know was that he was an undercover officer. He had a white partner who was also undercover who got arrested, but he didn't get beat up. Eyewitnesses testified that what the officer who was beat up, Luther Hall, said in fact happened. Yesterday, verdict comes down. No convictions were returned for 3 white St. Louis police officers accused of beating the black undercover colleague so severely during a protest that the man has had to undergo multiple surgeries. They didn't know he was an officer. During the investigation, it came out that these 3 officers and others were involved in like a little text gate. They were sending text messages talking about how they had a desire to find protesters and do physical violence to them. And so they found what they thought was a black protester, did exactly what they said they wanted to do in the text messages. No convictions. No convictions. No whatsoever. So Luther Hall, during testimony, you know, during the court, during the trial, he described the attack as a free-for-all. So just imagine 3 individuals just going hard. Just going hard. And these are 3 officers, so they've been trained. They know how to inflict pain. Full riot gear, the whole 9 yards, just opening up a can of whoop ass on this man. Then it was like, oops, my bad. They said he was resisting arrest. Don't they always say that? Don't they always say that? Former officer Christopher Myers was also acquitted of deprivation of rights, but the jury could not reach a verdict on a charge of destruction of evidence against Myers for allegedly smashing Hall's cell phone. So he took his cell phone, smashed it. Oh, you want to take video? Take a video of this type of thing. Okay, I think I'm back together. I think I'm composed to get back on the screen. Yeah, I got emotional. I mean, you know, I'm keeping it real with you. I'm a Virgo. What makes me good at what I do is I feel it. I feel it. So yeah, it's real. See here. If you can't respect a man, you know, who, you know, has emotion for other humans, for his people, then who can you respect? You know, that's how I look at it. See here. So I bring this up as an example to say that I don't know what's going to happen in this Derek Chauvin case. I have no idea, family. I don't have no idea. I'm looking at this testimony. Obviously, I'm emotional about it, you know, obviously. But I have no idea. It seems to me like it's open and shut. Open and shut. They should have this guy. But because how many times have we been here before, though? You know, similar kind of circumstance. And, you know, they walk. How many times have we seen this? I got a video for you here. Again, all this stuff is super emotional for me. In my personal time, I be weeping. I ain't gonna lie to you. I do. I feel this ish, man, because I hate to see people in pain. That's what it is, quite honestly. That's what it really comes down to. And I hate to, especially to see us in pain for this continued oppression that we have to deal with. And it only fuels me, though. Believe me, it only fuels me. So let me play this video for you. And again, you should feel free to fully experience your feelings as well, man or female. Fellas, don't let them tell you less of a man because you weep. Please. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with showing your full range of emotion for things that deserve it. But check this out. This is from Inside Edition. Check this out.
Brave teenager who recorded the disturbing video seen around the world wept today as she described what happened to George Floyd.
A man terrified, scared, begging for his life. It wasn't right. He was suffering. He was in pain.
Just released security video shows 18-year-old Darnella Frazier walking alone past the police car, then turned to take the video that would trigger an outcry of historic dimensions.
I stayed up apologizing to George Floyd for not doing more.
CBS national correspondent Jamie Yukas.
Darnella, you can tell, seems to have and carry a really large weight on her that this happened and that it was her video that sparked this entire thing.
Cameras were not permitted to record her as she took the stand. Former cop Derek Chauvin stood and removed his mask as she identified him in court. She became a public figure last year when she revisited the scene where George Floyd died.
They killed this man, and I was like 5 feet away.
We spoke with famed defense attorney Tom Mesereau.
She was horrified by this sadistic activity she saw and how this human being was being treated and how his life was being snuffed out of him. This is a very strong, natural, honest, powerful witness for the prosecution.
Darnella and the other eyewitnesses that day are being called a bouquet of humanity. Strangers who risked arrest after begging Chauvin to get his knee off Floyd's neck.
I believe I witnessed a murder.
Another is 33-year-old Donald Williams. He's a former martial arts fighter known as the Death Wish. This video shows him in a championship fight. He says he's familiar with a hold known as a blood choke that renders opponents unconscious. He courageously confronted cops as they restrained Floyd.
You can't even look at me like a man because you a bum, bro. He's not even resisting arrest right now.
He dabbed the tears from his eyes as his 911 call was played to the jury today.
That was bogus what they just did to this man. He was unresponsive. That man in front of the store.
Genevieve Hansen, a Minneapolis firefighter, also confronted the police.
Are you really a firefighter?
Yes, I am from Minneapolis.
Okay,
Bro,
get on the sidewalk. You think that's
his
okay?
pulse.
Check his pulse.
New video was played in court showing the eyewitnesses berating cops.
He's not responsive right now. Bro, he has not moved, not one time.
In over a minute.
Strangers who fate brought together to witness a historic tragedy.
That is so deep right there. That is so deep. Shout out to Inside Edition. That is so deep. Man. And did you see, man, I mean, these people are going to be traumatized by this for the rest of their life. They're never going to get over it. And I can tell they've already said as much. They're going to feel responsible. They're going to feel like I should have did something more. I should have said something more. But what you really going to do? I mean, you got to be willing to put your life on the line. You know what I'm saying? You got to be willing to put your life on the line because you approach one of them officers, what they going to do? They might pop you. Simple as that. And then get away with it. Like I said, all this evidence, all the eyewitness testimony, all that stuff might mean nothing when it comes down to that jury. And we could be living in a world where Derek Chauvin walks free. And oh, by the way, give me my back pay at the same time. So, and I'm going to get a big bundle of cash. So I'm just saying, we're going to have to check our feelings on this one because we have no idea how this whole situation is going to turn out. Michael Brown case, I thought that was open and shut. Tamir Rice case, I thought that was open and shut. None of this is open and shut. Breonna Taylor, that should have been open and shut, but none of it is open and shut. None of it. It is what it is. Good morning to you. Y'all. What the hell? Maurice writes, it amazes me how brown-skinned people get on here and tear each other down. I haven't pledged allegiance to the American flag since 1978. What does that make me? I'm not sure what this is. We've been all over the place. What the hell? Jenny writes, I wished over to YouTube. There is sound here. Okay. Don't know what's happening with it. If you ever have an issue with the sound, put it in the message and I'll try my best to do what I can do on my side. So, I mean, that's just, I saw the firefighter. It looks like a white female firefighter. She was at the scene. You saw her there in that clip from Inside Edition. And she was like, look, the man's not responsive. And to me, I think that it's just a straight up dehumanizing of an individual. Like, I can understand that you, as an officer, want to take control of the scene. I get it. You should. But there's got to be some humanity in it. It's got to be to the point where it's about arresting you and not killing you. Officers need to have to give a fuck. But jury after jury, and I blame these prosecutors, but jury after jury, it seems like, they're unable to get a conviction. Look at what happened here with Ray Tensing. That Ray Tensing case seemed to be open and shut to me. Open and shut. Open and shut. You know what I'm saying? You've had, objective, independent experts that came in and testified that, nah, man, he wasn't being dragged. Open and shut. Man's got a Confederate flag T-shirt underneath his uniform, which I think speaks about his overall mentality. Like I said, I already know about the Southern culture, but you're not going to tell me that you don't know as an adult when you have a symbol that other people might think is galvanizing. You know what I'm saying? You put that on your body, you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. And I don't want to hear about, it was a Smoky Mountains T-shirt with a Confederate flag. No, damn it. It was a Confederate flag T-shirt with the Smoky Mountains on it. If you put the Smoky Mountains on a T-shirt and then you put a swastika on it, damn it, that's a swastika T-shirt now with a depiction of the Smoky Mountains. If you got the Smoky Mountains on a T-shirt and then it's got a noose on it, then that's a noose T-shirt with the Smoky Mountains on it, period. Quit playing games with these symbols. We all know what we doing. So that's another one. Got away with it. With back pay. So listen, just check your feelings here. Check your feelings. See, Lawrence is in the house. Good to see you, brother. He writes, we also know now definitely this could be any of their family members getting murdered, and they could stand by and do nothing but cry, make viral videos. Where's little Tim when we need him? Okay, brother, getting serious with his. Okay, I respect it. Janice writes, good morning and blessings. Nat writes, that movie A Time to Kill comes to mind. Well, in the movie A Time to Kill, he was avenging his daughter. These people didn't know they didn't know George Floyd. They didn't know his name. They just happened to be in this moment. I thought it was a great way that whoever the producers were, or whoever at the end of that piece from Inside Edition put it. She said, these strangers brought together by fate. That's exactly what they were. They didn't know that they were going to witness a murder that day. Brought together by fate and racism and the age-old parable of black people and police officers. I get it. TNT writes, House Bill 22 wants to make it illegal to do what they did and charge you a felony. Please call criminal justice of state legislators. TNT always on point. She's so right about that. That's an excellent point. That needs to be a part of this conversation, sis. You're right about that. House Bill 22. You're right. She's so right. People better know. Shout out to Iris Rowley, the NAACP, Cedric Denson, all the people that's involved with this. Shout out to all of them. And to raise the alarm about House Bill 22. That's exactly what the bill is designed to do. To charge those people with a crime because of what you just saw them do. What were they doing? Now you can tell all of them was up on the curb. When the police say get it back on the curb, Most law-abiding citizens get their ass back on the curb. I'm not telling you I'm any different, by the way. It depends on the circumstances. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm covering a protest or something like that, or if I'm a part of it and I'm just a part of it on that point, okay, we get on the curb and keep doing what I'm doing. Okay, I get it. But they was like saying insults. The brother you saw there, the brother he was like, yeah, I said what I said. I loved it. Y'all see that part? He said, I said what I said. They tried to paint him as an angry black man because he was an angry black man. I'm angry that you killing his brother. I'm angry that you're not stopping. Yeah. That's going to haunt them for the rest of their life because they're good people. To a good person, that'll haunt you for the rest of your life. To one of these, people that don't have any feelings or whatever and stuff, that's a whole different thing. That's a whole different thing. I saw the brother tearing up. Listen, I was tearing up. And don't get them tears fool you. Don't let them tears fool you. But, I get it. You wish that this brother would have been treated more humanely. And then, of course, it makes you angry as well. It spurs you to action. But she's right. House Bill 22, people should pay attention to that. That's exactly. They want to make it illegal. We spent a day or two talking about it. I played the videos directly from. Hi, everybody. Say good morning. Good morning. The microphone's right here, son. Good morning. All right. And Daddy is my father. Daddy is your father. Yes, I am. I love you. Okay. Yes. You're looking good, man. Oh, boy. He went from daddy love to mommy getting him, tighten him up about some apples. Kids are hilarious, man. They is hilarious. That's what this is all about. It's all about that. Yeah, my eyes are a little red because I was weeping on the air a little while ago. Yep, I'm going to let you know. Sure happened because I have a heart, especially for us, most definitely. Brian writes, this is why we got to start having a real conversation that one person hold the camera and everybody else willing on the people break it up squad. We have to collectively stop these things. I've been a part of doing these things 3 times in the last 6 years. We got to be smart about it. But these 3 people that day didn't go to jail or worse that day, right? Tough, man. I feel for them. That whole situation is tough right there. It's like, where's the humanity? You can watch the entire trial on HLN Channel 10 on Spectrum at 10 a.m. every day, right? I've been catching clips on social media. That's where I've been catching it. Danita writes, good morning, all. Glenn writes, didn't dude get framed by a garbage can lid and courthouse bulletin board and they took his ass to the 5th floor? Huh? Didn't dude get framed? I don't know what you're talking about. Kamara is in the house. Good to see you, Kamara. She writes, I'm tired of black people who attack and tear others down. Lawrence writes, George Floyd's family won't spend $1 million on retribution. I hope Derek gets off. We can all see he's about to get off. You see it too. Joe writes, well put. Glenn writes, why would a black man hope he gets off? What the F kind of sellout ish is that? What I miss? Oh boy, it's the chop shop. It's a chop shop. Well, here's what I say, man. Any platform I'm about is on ultimately some positive ish. Now, the road toward that means that we're going to have some disagreements. You already know. And we all grown folks. And yeah, I ain't got to say nothing. These are veterans of the chop shop. You already know what it is. TNT writes, the defense is very weak. They allowed a lot of testimony to go with a challenge of an objection. The prosecution at times appeared to be leading the witness to say what they wanted when they are unable to find the words without objections from Chauvin. From Chauvin's defense team. So to me, they seem like amateurs, but time will tell if white supremacy wins again. The swastika has nothing to do with the original red man. Okay. Okay. Dill writes to Lawrence, what? I'm sure. Oh, boy, now you call Lawrence not a troll? Lawrence is one of the original choppers, man. That brother's always welcome. Janice writes, the EMT was just out walking and came upon that murder in progress. She's due back on the stand today. She wasn't going along with that defense lawyer trying to discredit her original testimony. Yeah, man, these court cases. Whew. I love it though. Man, for me personally, I think that every court case should be open. Even the Supreme Court cases. Why can't you take a camera into the Supreme Court proceedings? I don't understand why. We need to see what they're doing. They just don't want us to see what's really going on. Iris said she just went to the C's website and all the links work for the refresh documents. I can access all reports. Okay. Well, yesterday, I'm telling you, you already know me. I wouldn't say it wasn't true. I tried it several times. Couldn't get anything to download. Now, who knows? Either there's only two things that I see right now that it could be. So either one, maybe it was my computer, which I fully admit it could be that. I didn't run any kind of extensive tests. I probably tried it about 5-6 times, left the site, came back to the site and tried it, left the site, came back to the site and tried it. So I tried it maybe 3 times total. Might have been more than that, but I left the site and came back 3 different times. Or, after putting it out last night, maybe somebody updated it. I don't know. So I'm saying either one. But I appreciate that update, though, because I think it's very, very important. That's my overall point. I think it's very, very important. So either or, I'll say it again. Either I did something wrong, and that means that me and Gabby did something wrong, which is not impossible. Or since putting it out there last night, somebody ran and made sure the links work. Either or. I haven't tried it this morning. So if I try it today and I find the same problem, then it's me. And me, I keep it real. I ain't got nothing to hide about nothing like that anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I'll put it out there, but I appreciate the correction if in fact is needed. I appreciate that. And the update. Lawrence writes, what kind of black man goes his entire life acts oblivious to what white supremacists do year in and year out? Lawrence got strong opinions, man. I appreciate it. Glenn got strong opinions. I'm watching the debate here. Cleopatra writes, Grand Risings, Nathan Ivy and the Choppers. Good morning to you. May writes, I was so proud of that EMT yesterday. She stood her truth, and I respect her for that. Yep, I do too, because I tell you why, family, there's a lot of people that when they're in a situation like that, they succumb to the pressure. I'd rather go to jail myself than to bear felt witness on my brother. That's my human brother. And especially my melanated brothers. It's not even fathomable. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have to take that route. I do the crime, I do the time, period. And I could not see bearing false witness on somebody else or giving some kind of false testimony. I mean, whatever it is, it is. It is. Whatever I saw is what I saw. You know what I'm saying? But we've seen some people succumb to that pressure. And they get up on the witness stand and the story changes or they tell lies. So, you know what I'm saying? For some people, it takes more courage than others. For some people, it's just how they do. It's nothing to them. For other people, they can get influence and things like that. Who knows? These FOPs, these police organizations got a lot of power around the country in these various cities. They wield a lot of influence. Who knows? Not to say I know anything. Sister Irish writes, HB 22 wasn't on the agenda last week before they went on a break. Let's hope it dies on the vine. Here on that. Kamar writes, good morning, young king. Oh, he's my son. Yeah. I'm blessed. He's a lot of fun. He's going to be even more fun. I keep telling my wife, that's my entertainment. So I get older. I'm going to sit back and just get into whatever he wants to get into. I'm just going to get into whatever the hell he wants to. What he wants to do, well, I won't tell you what he's going to do right now, but there's something he wants his daddy to help him do. And I'm in the process of helping him do it right now. And I'm like, I'm all for it. What? You trying to get entrepreneurial out here at 6? I love it. So I'll let you know when it's time. But, both of them, man, my kids are a big source of inspiration and a lot of fun. And then now that they're older, oh my God, they're so handy. They do all kind of stuff. My daughter's going to be driving soon. That means she don't even know it. She's so geek. She don't even know she's going to be my personal chauffeur. Don't tell her. She going to the store. She going to be taking her brother places. Shh, don't tell her, because she thinks it's all about her and hanging out with her friends. I ain't going. That's part of it. And we paying for the bills. I'm buying the car. Paying for the insurance. Oh, hell yeah, you going to the store. You're going to become like, you got a role to play, an even bigger role to play now, little sis. Come on in here. Speaking of my daughter, talking about she want to drive. I've been taking her driving, on little lots and stuff. I mean, I got confidence in her. You know what I'm saying? 100%. She's of me. I got confidence in her. She's going to be a spectacular driver. I have no doubt about that. But her excitement about it makes me excited. You know what I'm saying? You get to kind of relive those emotions all over again. Because at this point, I'm an old, jaded man, bah humbug, get in a car. I don't ever want to go get gas. I don't want to go anywhere unless it's somewhere I really want to go. You know what I'm saying? But for her, driving is this new thing, right? And so I get a chance to experience again through her. But enough for me. I feel like I'm blathering on. You don't want to hear all of that. Let's go straight to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
What's going on, Nate? How you doing, man?
Yo.
Can you hear me? I can hear you, but you can't hear me.
Glenn might be talking, but I don't hear a damn thing. And if I can't hear anything, Glenn, can you call me right back, brother? Something is happening on my end. Couldn't hear a word he was saying. I could tell that there was some audio that was registering in my audio interface, which sometimes you'll see me sort of looking down here. That's what I'm looking at, my audio interface. And so I could tell that some audio was coming through, but I can't hear a damn thing. So I don't know. Call me back. Something must be happening. I won't blame Facebook. It's not your fault this time, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Back to your chat and more flow. Good to see everybody. What have we been talking about this morning? Let me refresh the topic just so you know. So we kicked it off talking about, I'm still searching for understanding about these two cases. On one hand, many years ago, you had a woman that left her baby in a car. The car was hot. It was a hot August day, I believe. And baby dies. Joe Dieter's current Hamilton County prosecutor and was the Hamilton County prosecutor back then. In that case, no charges. We had a recent case where a mother, black mother, leaves her son at home with the grandmother who may have been handicapped. There's an accident on fire. What's being reported is that her son was playing with incense or something like that. Probably had watched the parents light incense, got his hold of them. A fire, which is an accident, starts. Joe Dieters charges the mother. I'm trying to figure out which child endangering. I don't understand this. Also, if you got a chance to watch the NAACP forum last night, I want to get your thoughts, any thoughts that you had about it. Not necessarily about what I did, but about the candidates. I want to get your thoughts about, the candidates and how they responded and what you thought. And then just if you're thinking NAACP forum, oh, shucks, I missed it. Okay, great. No problems. No worries. All you got to do is go to their Facebook page this any day. And it's just saying NAACP and you can watch it there. You can watch it there. All right. Simple as that. 513-873. I'm still open for phone calls. I'm not saying I'm not, but I felt like there was an issue with the call that 9. Hold on one second. See, call. There it is. Should we get the number up? So there we go. There we go. Yeah, there it is. Should be there right there. Good. All right. So back to your chat here. Crystal writes, you see he was wearing Black Lives Matter t-shirt under his button-up. Glenn writes, remember this is the same dumb MF that went crazy at the courthouse tearing up Ish over a child support hearing and they took his crazy ass to the 5th floor. Who are you talking? You talking about? Are you talking about Black Russia? Who are you talking about, Glenn? Let's go to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Can you hear me now, Nate? Can you hear me, Nate?
Yeah. This is totally on me. I feel like it's totally on my end, but I cannot hear a word that Glenn is saying. Can't hear a word that Glenn is saying. So let me try this old school style and see if this works. Hold on, Glenn. We're gonna go old school with it, man. Just gonna put you straight up to the speaker and see. What's up, Glenn?
So we going can to can with the string in the middle?
Yeah, that's right, man. Got me it's a piece of yarn, so it's got a little bit of style to it.
I think we had to build one of them in Boy Scouts or Cub Scouts.
Yeah, we did too.
I actually stood up because I was like, well, maybe it's me. But yeah, I could hear you, but people were saying that they could hear me. But
yeah. I don't doubt it.
You couldn't hear me apparently.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. Yep, that rings true.
Hey, yeah, I'm slaying fools today, Nate, in the chop shop and on Facebook Live. You a dumb mother. You know what? If you're going to call in here talking about, I hope Derek Chauvin gets off. I hope Derek Chauvin dies from a massive heart attack right before he wakes up this morning. Okay, we can go about it. Well, he might get off, and you know how the system is. But for any black person to call in talking about, I hope he gets off, you a sellout, whole-ass RuPaul type, and I said it. And I said it with my chest, and I didn't stutter like Joe Biden. So hopefully then you get what I'm spitting. Let me also say this, Nate. The emotions that you showed today and the emotions that you saw yesterday in the testimony with every witness, you know what, Nate? You know what you saw yesterday? You saw more victims of Derek Chauvin. That's what you saw. You saw more people being victimized for what they saw because despite, these little wannabe tough type months that's all on chat, average person never seen a person die. An average person's never seen anybody take their last breath. Unless you're talking about a family member and you're sitting right there by the bed. But a lay person walking up and down the street, that would affect anyone. And then I say that from a standpoint, and I've told you this before, I've seen things that people haven't seen in a Freddy Krueger Friday the 13th movie. So I know what humans can do to other people working at the coroner's office, Nate. I told you, right before my daughter was born, there was a good 3-4 months where I just cannot do an autopsy or stand by an autopsy table when it came to doing an autopsy on a child. It just affected me a different way. And I had been there for years, but it was just something that just hit me. So, you got guys in there talking about Nate being soft and, and all that stuff. And I would walk up to Nate and tell him he acting like a little soft Negro to his face. No, you wouldn't, man. But that's the type of mentality that Too Black for BET want to be hard-ass guys. The same ones that talking about, I would have walked up to police. You wouldn't have done jack squat. You would have got your ass back up on the curb just like Black Lion when he was on that video talking about, why you harassing these officers? Why you telling me to sound like a little hoe? And you know I'm telling the truth. Am I lying or flying, Nate?
Oh, you're on your own on this one, bro. This is all you. This is all you.
Oh, okay.
I'm not saying I disagree with your overall point, but you all on your own.
Yeah,
Don't give me the cosign.
Like I said, I said it with my chest. Well, I tell you, I went from 50 to 55 on the dumbbells. I'm going 60 today. How about that? And these cats kill me. I mean, honest to goodness, man. That's what's wrong with it. These are the same dumbass people that, oh, man, we have moved outside of the community. Like the community is bigger than you think. What's that old saying? The hood is bigger than you think. You don't always have to live on 13th and Republic, dumbass. What the hell is going on? What is the world lost, Nate? What's that song say? The world gone crazy. And I love that brother that was up on the witness stand yesterday when he was like, did you call him a punk ass blinking boy? He's like, yeah. He's like, is that what you heard on the tape? That's what I said. I love that. He ain't back down one bit. And then he said, oh, you're not going to try to play me as the angry black male. I love that shit, man. Stand up for it. I love the testimony of the white girl, the EMT. She knew. She's like, oh, no, you're not going to try to play that game and discredit my training and, what I do as a firefighter. Excuse me, I said EMT, as a firefighter. So I love that whole part of it. Honestly, all the people saying he's going to get off, I don't think he's going to get off, Nate. And I told you this like a couple of months ago. I think the added charges of that third degree that the judge allowed to come back into the trial, I think that's what they're going to get him on. And again, I think Joe Dieters did the Sam DuBose family a disservice. And Leslie Gibbs did the Sam DuBose family a disservice when she didn't allow that extra charge to come in. Because we know what the game is. I understand when you're talking about, oh, he's going to get off. But that's because it's hard to convict him on a first-degree murder charge. It's probably harder to convict him on a second-degree murder charge. But a third-degree of manslaughter charge, I want him to do some time, Nate. Nothing disgusts me more than the fact that Tracy Hunter did more time in jail than Ray Tenson. Think about that. And this fool got his back paid back. Oh, and believe me, Nate, I'm already arguing with these little conservative fools talking about the brother up there with the black, I don't know what it said. What is it? Black Lives Matter? I can only see black. I didn't know what the rest of the T-shirt said. But now they're going to try to play that card. But no, you was the same guy that said it was okay, for Ray Tenson to have on a Confederate flag T-shirt. Hell, if it's a Black Lives Matter T-shirt underneath, Nate, I find that far more acceptable than a Confederate flag T-shirt.
Oh, absolutely. All day.
You know what I mean? And I can defend it all day long. Let them try to defend a Confederate flag T-shirt because what? You're defending a group of people that wanted to keep the institution of slavery. How you looking? Like I told you, Nate, the problem that they have with me is got to hold up mirror up to their dumb ass, and what they see in the mirror, they don't like what they see because they know the rest of us see the exact same thing. You look like a straight diligent, a straight bastard. And I'm going to call them out, Nate. Have I changed any? And as long as you know me, Nate?
Not one bit. And I love it.
And I'm not going to change. So, yeah, I had to get that off my chest. Man, I'm listening to these little punk-ass cats. Man, they weigh about 155 pounds, dripping wet, talking shit. Please. Put another loop in your belt, buster. I mean, really. A fucking 14-year-old son bigger than your punk ass. Nate, I'm out of here, man. I'm about to work on another podcast. Did you check me out, man? I had to slay my little male stalker, man. I got stalkers and shit. What? Nate, let me ask you this, because I wanted to ask you this. You big guy, Nate. How many stalkers you got? I mean, I came to it like, man, maybe I get some little girls or something like stalker. I got a freaking male stalker. What kind of West Coast cheap ass shit is that, Nate? What am I missing? What am I doing wrong, man? Point me in the right direction.
That means you're doing something right. That means keep doing what you're doing. That's what that means.
And you know I am. I'm slaying them on a daily basis. You have a good one, brother. I appreciate you taking my call, Nate.
Yeah, appreciate you making the call. Appreciate it. Yeah, hopefully y'all can hear. That was old school. But it works. I mean, as long as you can hear him, that works. And him and Lawrence are going back and forth. So, aside from all the personal stuff, I mean, if we're going to keep it on the topics, which is what I like to do, I don't get personal. We can disagree on ideas, but never personal. I mean, yeah, it is. They got different opinions about it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I think I understand the point that Lawrence was trying to make. That's why I didn't go hard and say anything, because I think I understand what he was trying to say. But in terms of and he didn't say Lawrence's name. I'm just putting it out there so people know, because he never mentioned Lawrence's name. But if it's a debate about the ideas and maybe they see it differently, I'm here for that. Anything that would veer into anything that's negative, we got enough. We're not each other's enemy. And I don't have to tell those gentlemen that. Both those brothers are super smart, intelligent folks that care about the community. But if they got to work some things out on the show, I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. Hold on, let me try this again. We get another call. And so if that worked, then I'm willing to do more calls and just kind of hold the phone up. But let me see if I can connect it the way I like to connect it. That way I don't have to hold it up. And I think it'll just be a better sound quality. So let me go to the phones here. Hey, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Hey, good.
Nothing. Okay, so let me try the old school way. It's something going on my end and see who this is. Hey, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning, Brother Nate. This is Lawrence. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, Brother Lawrence?
All right. Can you hear me good?
I believe so, yep.
Okay. Perfect, man. So, yeah, I just got time today, man. Glenn is a giant sucker, and most people don't call him out just because he got a loud mouth. But I got time today. Now, look, Glenn is upset because I said I hope Derek Chauvin gets off. He wants the man to go to jail. I want his life. And like I put in the chat room, that's the difference. That's the difference between Mr. Hey, Nate, I ain't never changed. Exactly, you fool. That's why me, who's younger than you, has to go through the same things that his dumb behind went through. Mr. I'll never change. He's telling on himself. He'll never change. That means 10 years from now, when another George Floyd or Breonna Taylor, whoever gets shot, you know what Glenn's going to say? Hey, Nate, I hope they go to jail. You know me, brother. I'll never change. I hope. Man, hope don't got nothing to do with nothing, man. You got to be an old fool to realize you dealing in the system, and you know that hope don't bring you nothing. We don't need no more hope. Give me that man life. And the fact that we black in 2021 and you got Negroes like him who are afraid to say that, who are afraid to just say, I want that man life on a platter. Hell yeah. Now Glenn is a sucker for that. He don't want the young black man to say that. Mister, I'm 155. I'm 190, dude. The average weight of a man, idiot. You 155 because you died. That's the real deal. Man, I'm healthy. I'm healthy and I stand up for black folks. He don't want to do that. He want to. You know the white man gonna let this fool off. They let all of them out. So why would you say I'll never change? I'm changing. I'll change tomorrow for my people. Win won't. You hear that? Did you get that? I'll change tomorrow. I'll change the next 5 years for my team about anything for my people. Lynn just told you, I won't. I'll never change. I'm going to be cool. And when I get some money, I'm going to move as far away from black folks as possible. Matter of fact, that's the farthest way I can move. 30 minutes up north, I'm there. That's Glenn. Not Lawrence. Lawrence stay with his people. Lawrence will stay with his people and fight for his people. That's the difference. So when I say, hey, let the man out. Let the man out. Hey, where's his family at? Where is George Floyd's family at? They done took millions and millions of dollars, and you think this man ain't gonna get out? This is a charade. It's a show. It's funny to some people, but not me. And because it's not funny to me, I'm willing to change immediately at the drop of a dime to do what's in the best interest of my people. The man is not going to jail. None of these officers are. You just mentioned a police officer who was an undercover who they didn't even he got to be related to Glenn because he let police officers beat him up and they didn't even charge him. And he gonna go back to work. Oh well, that's just part of the job. No, I'm gonna change immediately. So I would encourage all young listeners. Look at Glenn. Study that man. That's the reason why you in the situation you're in. He just told you. His whole life, he won't change. I can't make it up. He said it himself. I didn't put the words in that man's mouth. That's how he really, really feels. And don't nobody check older people specifically just because we feel sorry for them. Like, all right, man, you just old and dumb and you vibrating low. And I really don't want to hurt your feelings. But Glenn is such a sucker that I don't care. Glenn attacks women and on Facebook and anytime you know what the old sucker do, the old coon does when he can't prove his point. Oh, he try to challenge your masculinity. He's so big. RuPaul, come on, man. Come on, bro. That's so funny. That's so funny. But the whole moral of my conversation is chiming in on what you got going on today, Nathan. And the discussion is that many people have views of justice. My view of justice is not this man spending a couple of years in jail and getting the Italian mob treatment in jail and getting to live his life comfortably. No, your life needs to end the way that you and your co-conspirators ended George Floyd's life. And you got to be a weak black person, man or woman and child, to watch that and say, well, I just hope we get justice. No, say it with your chest. I don't care if that man gets off. I want his life. And if his family don't feel like that, then hey, let the man know. They took the money, so they don't feel like it. So how could a sucker who moves away from all black people have a problem with that? Man, go on with your life, man. Go deal with what's going on up in Mason, man. They bullying you up there. You ain't got no say so up in there. You see what I'm saying? You done moved away from your people. You don't have no say so on what's going on. And again, finally, you'll never change. That's all I got for you, Brother Nathan.
All right, brother. Take it easy. That's Lawrence right there. Whoa. Whew, man. Woo, the chop shop is hot this morning is all I can say. Whew. I mean, listen, from the conversation standpoint, I'm here for it. You know, maybe there's a different point of view or maybe it's something that we can glean something out of, but that's just my view on it. As long as it's a conversation and ain't nothing personal, cool. I'm here for it. But, woo, man, yeeks. Ooh, back to back, yikes. Ooh. It's getting hot in here. Whew. And my arm is tired. So my arm is killing me. Just being real with you. Oh man. So now I gotta prop this arm under my other arm and put the microphone over here. So if I'm in an odd little weird position, my arm is killing me. But let's go back to the phones and say good morning. Hey, good morning. Welcome to the show. I'm sorry, say again.
said, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Brother Fang.
Yes, sir. It's good to talk to you. Thanks for, first of all, thanks for, well, I heard the shit you was talking about me yesterday. You know, okay, I was like, okay, I'll give him a shout. But listen, thanks for clarifying for Lawrence. I mean, even though Lawrence don't need it, you know, it's these new people that's fucking up your chop shop. These Brent Beards who have nothing to say about the topic. They only want to talk about the person they disagree with. Nothing to say about the topic. Just want to insult that person. Just want to insult Braxton. Just want to insult me. You know, personally insult. But they don't ever give their opinion on the topic. You know, these Daryl, did you read that? He actually threatened Braxton. Like, you should ban Daryl Erkins.
What did he say?
You know, but I understand, huh?
What did he say?
He talking about some, yeah, I'll be up in Cincinnati next week. Say that to my face. Yeah, let Braxton know when you're there. I'm going to be there with him.
You've done the same thing.
Yeah, I have.
Okay, then. I didn't ban you, so why would I ban him?
Because I bring flavor to the show.
Man.
He don't bring shit but gay energy. He's a homo.
What?
I understand why you don't want to ban him.
What?
Because you don't want to be known as a homophobe.
Oh, you wrong for that. You wrong for that,
It's
brother.
the truth.
You better than that.
It's the truth.
You better than that.
I'm just spitting facts. Like, I'm tired of that sissy. Like, dude, go somewhere. Go listen to Mic Drop if you want to get off sophomore jokes. Like I just did.
Like you just did, right.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I know
like,
exactly
nobody
what
likes
you're
that
saying.
stuff. Cut it out.
Oh,
talk about the topic. Don't talk about the man. You know what I'm saying? Insulting my brethren over the little incident he had.
Well, let that man defend himself. Why you feel the need to defend some other man?
That? What kind of black man does that?
I'm just saying, why do you feel the
30
need?
minutes away from you, one that moved out the city and watches kids and adults get on the damn twin racer from his living room.
I get you, man. But why you feel the need to defend this other man? Let him defend himself.
That's my brethren. We ride or die. It's alt middle.
I'm pro brotherhood, so I understand.
You understand me? Because April 16th is coming up, and that'll make 3.5 years since you asked for help against the alt middle.
What the hell? You sticking with that story, huh? You ain't gonna let it go, I see.
Did it not happen?
No, it didn't happen.
The previous caller said, am I lying or flying?
You got nothing but jokes, man. You're lying, but go right ahead.
Oh, you didn't say that?
No, I didn't say
You didn't say, can we get another faction in here to stop the alt middle?
I mean, in a playful kind of way, not seriously.
No,
y'all ain't no threat. Y'all ain't running nothing. Y'all ain't running nothing. A damn thing. But your mouth, that's about it.
No, we ain't running nothing. We just, you the bartender pouring a drink. The alt middle is the straw that stirs the motherfucker. Let's keep it a buck.
I've heard you say that before. I know that's something that you like to think. That's cool.
Well, it's the truth.
Okay.
It's the truth. But listen.
It's your truth.
I don't care what anybody says. That black wrestler, the MMA fighter.
Yeah.
I think the prosecution, he added nothing. Talking about they tried to make him into an angry black man. They did. He was belligerent, wasn't answering questions. All those pauses with the judge. You know what I'm saying? Stop right there. Stop right there. Just say yes or no, brother. That's it. All these extra narratives you're going into, just say yes or no. You talk too damn much. You know what I'm saying? To me, I wouldn't have called him to the stand. Because you got 9 white people on this jury, 4 of them are white females. It ain't hard to convince one of them that it won't be hard to raise doubt with one white person out of 9. And this brother opened the door for it yesterday. I don't know how social media is trying to build him up as some type of hero. Look at whoever just put that. He wearing a Black Lives Matter shirt, blah, blah, blah. On the stand, he came off as an asshole. Would you not agree?
I mean, you got your viewpoint.
Okay, you don't agree. That's fine. I don't think he did anything to help Chauvin's case. So what Lawrence was talking about, and how we gonna call Lawrence a sellout? Ain't he building that black shopping network? But Lawrence is a sellout? If you know Lawrence, you know he's going to say some ghost things from time to time. But if you know him, you know how he's going to drive home his point. That's what I'm talking about the sissy in Atlanta and the dude in Dallas. Like, you don't even know what's going on this show. You haven't been around long enough. Shut the F up and listen. Because you're causing too much dysfunction in the chop shop.
Dysfunction for who? You?
Just the people. No, They're causing arguments. He threatened that brother. I get heated like, man, what? Okay. When
you a hypocrite.
If he contacts you, Grafton, let me know. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's that about?
I don't know. What is that about? You've done the same thing.
So you just typed on social media that you're going to come 6 hours from Atlanta to fight a 140-pound guy?
Yeah, what's wrong with y'all?
Like, man, ban that sucker-ass nigga, man. I'm out.
This guy, y'all wilding out, man. Y'all wild. You give some people an inch, they take a mile. You already know. I'm feeling generous today, so I'll let you get that off. Man, don't listen to a word that man just said. He ain't running shit. He ain't running a damn thing but his mouth. You the biggest hypocrite. You be the number one person in here doing exactly what you claim he did. It's called the chop shop. It's a briar patch. Deal with it. As long as we keep it on the topic. As long as we keep it on the topic. It is what it is. People going to have different opinions. It is what it is. And that's the nature of the internet. You know, it comes with the territory. All right. So y'all killing me. So now y'all want to call today. And I keep telling you, my arm is tired. But I'm here for this. So we're going to make this work. All right. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Mr. Ivy. This is your West Side Connection, the Black Not Democrat, Drop Squad 52, calling in from the left coast, the People's Republic of California, where they overrunning the borders with all of these future Democrats, these Biden supporters. Glenn from Mason, I got your back, bro, because I'm old too. You need to go sit your old ass down and stop with this 1990s radio call-in shtick. You get what I'm spitting? If I'm lying, I'm lying. Mr. Ivy, Glenn from Mason needed to have his ass dragged this morning. Shout out to the alt-middle and all their affiliates. Because, Mr. Ivy, my brother Fane Rothstein of Rothstein Sports Investment, he hit it on the head with these people who are new to the chop shop. And they don't know the history of some of the choppers, right? But see, Glenn from Mason, he don't even take the time to try to explain what the chop shop is about, right? Because, again, his old ass is showing some of these people that, oh, it's okay to physically and verbally attack people who call in to the Nathan Ivey Show. Shout out to Sin Digital Media, doing big things, New Black Media. And Glenn from Mason, I'm exposing you, bro, because you know what I do, because I'm back on Twitter. That's right. I'm back. Black Not Democrat is on Twitter. New logo. I'm there. Drop Squad 52 ain't going nowhere. What's up, Nate?
Black Not Democrat, you on Twitter? You know I gotta follow you, bro. Let me get on Twitter right now. See if I can find you.
I'm back. I dropped something on your Twitter feed yesterday because a lot of people don't obviously know that it's me. But I had to do it, and it was all because of Glenn from Mason, the host of the Politically Petty podcast show, be getting on. Mr. Ivy, this man be flat out lying when he knows I'm going to go back in the archive. I'm digging in the crate. And I just play what he said on his own podcast. And he still lies. So, again, Glenn from Mason deserved to be dragged this morning. And I hope more people call in and drag his old ass, Glenn from Mason. Glenn, also known as Mr. Cleophas, also known as the Chop Shop Overseer. Somebody needs to retire his ass. Maybe Robert Williams can take over and be the overseer too. That's all I got. Top Squad 52. Science, Black Not Democrat. Peace.
Thank you for the call. Appreciate the call. Now my arm can get some rest. Man, it's tough to do. Y'all, it is what it is. So Lawrence posted that he hopes that Derek Chauvin gets off. Glenn responded saying he thinks that's some sellout stuff. Then they both called in. Glenn first, then Lawrence. Then Fame calling in sounded like the world's biggest hypocrite, accusing people of doing exactly the same thing he do. You can't get mad at somebody. You set the example. You know, drink the straw that stirs the drink. You set the example. So now they following your example and you mad about it. I don't get it. Then Drop, always looking for an opportunity to pile on when it comes to Glenn. He comes in and boom, drops an elbow. Talking about he deserved to be dragged. I mean, listen, if it's something we can get out of, I'm here for it. If it's anything deeper than that, I'm never here for it. We got enough issues, but y'all is hilarious. And like I said, I mean, I mean, what Lawrence said obviously is shocking, but I think I understood his point. And when he called in, that's what I thought he was trying to say. You know, I get it. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of people that drop opinions in here that I disagree with. I don't have to shout everybody down. I'm more interested in talking about what you think more than what I think anyway. So it is what it is. So, and we're gonna have difference of opinion. So it is what it is. It is what it is. We are where we are. You know what I'm saying? This is good and healthy as long as it's something that's good and healthy. That's how I look at it. So let me see if I can find Drop, Black Not Democrat. Is it silently fed? No, this is in 1997. There's a Black Not Democrat. I don't know, man. Let me go back to and see if I can find. He said he sent me a link. And I don't see it. I do not see it. What is this? Oh, that's hilarious. Matt Getz. Oh my God, that's hilarious, Ray. That is hilarious. Retweet. That's hilarious. Oh, okay, some people saying good things about the forum last night. Yeah. I'm glad people got something out of it. Yeah. New followers. Great. Obviously, I haven't been on Twitter since yesterday. New followers. Great. Come on in. Cecil Thomas writes, thank you, NAACP, for hosting Mayoral Forum tonight. Nathan Ivey asked some great and thoughtful questions. Okay, cool. That's Cecil Thomas. Good morning, everybody. Yeah. Weird as fuck edition. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Here it is, Black Not Democrat. I got you. Oh, he is wrong. Do y'all want to see? Let me show you Drop's Twitter account, this Black Not Democrat Twitter account. He is on one, man. I mean, I say do your thing, man. I wish the best for you. As I say to everybody, I wish you the best. I wish you the best. I hope it takes off for you. He is nuts. Check this out, man. Let me see if I can take that logo off of there for you. Yeah, there it is. Go and put y'all back in chains. Black Not Democrat. He is nuts. I see Hacksaw Jim Thuggin, Omar, Ayatollah Flomaney, and then look, he got Glenn over there. So they got like a little podcast beef going on. Oh boy. I mean, I don't tell you, I can't tell you that I'm not here for it. If I did, I'd be lying to you. So I'm here for all of it. I'm also here for your phone calls this morning at 513-873-7134. Let me go back. Sharp writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppers. Welcome to the last day of March. That's right. April Fools tomorrow. Ray writes here. She writes, great forum. Great. I'm glad people got something out of it. Politically Petty writes, morning, Nate and the Choppers. Hashtag flows ready to eat for everybody. And then he's got a link to it. Jace Chromelips writes, but yet Dieters was reelected. You're right, Jace, unfortunately. Good morning to you, brother. Bunky writes, what's up, Nate and the Choppers? Drop is in the audio. That's the Spreaker, and that's where it all started. All this video stuff started just last year. I mean, for the first couple of years of the show, it was all just audio. Drop writes, good morning, choppers. Hashtag BND, trust but verify everything you hear on the Politically Petty podcast show because Glenn from Mason, a.k.a. the Overseer, is a liar. So they've got a podcast beef, which I'm here for. I like it. I think it's a good idea. Y'all should check them both out. Leave it alone, Drop. I destroyed you. It's over. They're going back and forth, man. I don't have a problem with it. Again, as long as it's healthy, I'm here for it. Long as it's healthy, it's here. And again, sometimes a good old-fashioned disagreement, argument, whatever is healthy. I argue with my brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? I still love them. It happens. You know, let me go back to the phones here. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Hotline. Hey, what's going on, Nathan?
Hey, what's up? Hey, how you doing, TNT?
I'm fine. I just wanted to call in before the show ended today and give my absolute thanks from the Dream Team to your excellent job last night. It was really, I think the public really felt, I got to see all through the feed. People were saying, you know, that thanking the forum for this. The questions were fire. You added a lot into it as well. And so just wanted to thank you. We already knew, you know, what your boy is capable of. And so I was just thinking in my head, like, it's either you or Diana that has to do the school board, because we know that's going to be fire as well. But I was really, really, you know, happy to, you know, for it to all be over, of course, but that most importantly, I feel like the public got, you know, more information about each candidate. I wish, you know, David Mann didn't have all the technical difficulties he was having, but for the most part, you know, everything ran smoothly. You know, I think the way the candidates answered the questions was you know, reasonable. I was curious to find out what people, because I didn't get in first thing this morning to find out who people thought, you know, did the best. You know, did you get any gauge from the choppers, like who they felt, you know, had a strong night last night, or you know, somebody that might have been unexpected?
No, I didn't. I haven't really picked up on that vibe yet.
Mm-hmm. I would say, you know, of course, I mean, I think Avtab did well. You know, I kind of expected him to do well. I was surprised by Gavi as well. You know what I mean? I think people better not underestimate him. I know the top contenders are more than likely the ones we all know, you know, Cecil Thomas and David Mann and Avtab or whatnot. But the Gavi, you know, he was saying a whole lot as well. So, and Raphael Prophet, I think he had some good responses last night. So all of them did a great job. I think it's going to be very difficult, you know, for people to choose at this point. So just as we advised yesterday, to check out their websites and, you know, find out the most about these candidates. I also say too that I've even gotten a survey from, I'm sure it was the Gavi Beck Trump camp. Like they called my phone, or not called, or sent some sort of text or whatever, did some sort of survey, and I haven't seen anything from anybody else's camp. So they are working to get people, and I would just say, you know, people better not underestimate how hard he's working to get people's votes right now. But with that set aside, you'll hear from us more later on, because we're doing the podcast, the Truth to Power podcast. Joe has a meeting, so I'm going to be on there with David, and so we're going to recap some of these things along with the George Floyd trial, which is another big traumatic, you know, event going on. I mean, all day yesterday, trying to pull the final pieces of the program together and watching that trial and stuff. I mean, it's just like I was going through an emotional roller coaster. It is, you know, a lot to take in and to relive that scene in trial, and I could only imagine the family that is sitting in there. And we've heard from them in a lot of capacities and different platforms how difficult it is, but how grateful they are to the witnesses, and just to see them and to see the humanity in them and how much they wanted to help, and to almost feel like they're going through their own trauma just with the family, to feel like what if I could have done more, and almost having like survivor's guilt alongside, and for the defense to have the audacity to be like, no, it wasn't the man that was putting his knee on George Floyd's neck mercilessly that killed him, but it's you guys, telling him to stop, distracting him, that led to that. And for it to not have been 8 minutes and 46 seconds and actually 9 minutes and 29 seconds of that type of torture, it's unbelievable. Like I said, in the chat, it's not Derek Chauvin that's on trial, it's the system. And God help America if this turns out into a not guilty or an acquittal. They're already outside of Minneapolis, hundredfolds, and in different major cities protesting and just out there, just like how we was with the Ray Tinson case. Every day of the trial, we outside and we wait, because if it's going to be problematic on a whole nother level. I don't see how he get away with it. But just like you said earlier, it's a lot of cases that should have been open and shut, and they shouldn't. The one thing I notice about this trial is that it does not look like they're using they can't really use the defense that he feared for his life. And that's kind of been the gold star, defense for police. In this particular case, it's more or less a distraction case, which goes back to what we were talking about with the House Bill 22. There's lawmakers trying to make this into law that your intervention of seeing something that looks like injustice, or your taking a moment to video record something that you see as injustice could be a distraction. They even asked the EMT witness, like, well, since you are an EMT witness, have you ever had somebody video camera you? And she was like, yeah, I have. And they was like, well, did it make you feel nervous, or did it make you feel distracted? She's like, no, because I'm a professional, But that's literally the defense that they're using in this trial. And I think it's the weakest thing ever. But like we said, all it takes is one. They need a unanimous decision. And all it takes is one person to feel like, not guilty, or, I don't know. I think the crowd was distracted, and that man gets off. And like I said, God help America if that happens. But tune in later on, 1:00 p.m., Truth to Power Podcast. And thanks again, Nathan, for everything you do. Appreciate you, brother.
Yep, you got it. You got it, TNT. Take it easy. Yep, that's today at 1 p.m. And check it out. Check it out. Help lift them up. We need our own independent media. We need independent media. In particular, the Black community needs media. We need to amplify Black voices. And that's my mission. That is my mission. So if that's something you can get down with, great. Great. And if you can't, then, stay out the fucking way. That's it. That's it. Sister Iris writes, Gabby was on point with his answer, except of the refresh documents. Well, he said he had an issue downloading it. So, like I said earlier, I had the same issue. With the 100%. So it might have been my system. Or it might have been that since, it was brought up yesterday. And you can never underestimate the kinds of people and who's watching. This is the mayoral's race. There was a lot of eyeballs on that. Whether they were in the stream or not. And then a lot of people are going to watch it afterward. That might have 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 people to end up watching it between now and the end before the election. So again, I can't speak for anybody else, but that was my experience, and I was disappointed. Now I got the documents from you. You sent me the documents, Iris. But before just doing my own show prep as I do, because I want to be, if I'm the moderator, I got to be more prepared than anybody else. I got to know every issue. I got to read every document. That's just my style. I read everything. Anything that's virtual from any candidate, you better believe I've seen it. Anything they've posted on their social media over the last year or so, I've watched it. I've read every word. So I get a sense of who they are before they even open their mouth. And to me, that's preparation. So in doing that, I went to check out the refresh documents because I knew it was going to be a topic of conversation. And at first, I couldn't find them. Then I'm like, wait a minute. I think I got them via email. Went back to the email and was able to refresh myself on the refresh, which I think is very, very important to stay up on those kind of things if you follow city politics so that you know what the latest issues are, what the latest ask is. But in terms of Gavi, yeah, I thought that was my first introduction. I never met the man before. That was the first time. That wasn't my first time watching. Like I said, anything he's done that I could find my hands on in terms of any kind of virtual event or whatever, I had already watched it. So I was aware of him before he got on, but I never had a virtual conversation with him or anything like that. And I don't have anything negative to say. I mean, he made his points. Some of it I thought was on point. I do know he was a congressional staffer, so that means he understands how politics works, how campaigns works, probably. So I wouldn't be surprised he puts together a very, very strong effort. And I don't think it's any person's, vote to win or lose. I mean, I don't think, especially after what happened with Sittenfield, nobody can think that anybody is a shoo-in. I literally feel like anything could happen between now and Election Day. And I do mean anything. Nobody is a shoo-in. There's no done deals until the deal is actually done. No, you might say you got front runners, but you can be a front runner today and not even be in a race tomorrow. Yeah, but just like that. Just like that. I'm reading that there is now a third variant of concern in Ohio. A third variant. And we're talking about the COVID-19 variants. It's called the B1351 variant. And now they found it in Ohio. From what I'm reading with the headline, there are cases now in 43 of 88 counties. And this is what's being called the South Africa variant. I know we had a little conversation about that. If I need to be corrected, and so be it, I'm corrected. And so now you got these different variants. So it's been reported on Sunday, it was reported that the B11 variant, the B117 variant had increased by 115% in Ohio. That was on Sunday, it was reported. On Tuesday, it was reported the state official said now this third variant has been found in 43 of Ohio's 88 counties. Well, just in time for school, right? Just in time for baseball season. Yep, most def. You can't make this stuff up, man. Sister Iris writes, AvTab told the truth about the refresh and doing the work with community. It was a powerful forum. Let me see. I see Lawrence and y'all got to come inside the chop shop, man. I'm not going to read all of it. Because I don't read every little thing that happens in the chop shop. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I just realize people need to work it out. They need to go back and forth a little bit, get it out. They men. We all brothers. We all black men. However everybody look at it, at the end of the day, we all black men. And sometimes brother got to work it out. It's just like when you play basketball. Sometimes brothers going to fight. You're going to have people that's going to fight. It don't mean that is you trying to kill them. You just got to work some things out. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Work it out. Let me see. Y'all are funny. David writes, we will be recapping the at 1 on Truth to Power. Cool for people that missed it. Let me see. It's looking for your chat here this morning. Patricia writes, great forum, great questions. Most def. Drop writes that Glenn is having a nicotine fit. Y'all are wrong, man. Y'all supposed to be supporting that brothers, man. Glenn said it must be 155 pounds and under day. Y'all, see, you don't keep things going on that way. Okay, you on that. All right. Don writes, I'm rolling with y'all. These internet gangsters is goofy AF. I mean, hopefully you get, listen, if there's an entertainment element to this, great. Lemmy writes, ladies are chess players, not checker players. Yes, they are. We can't even touch the women. What? I already know. Lemmy writes, just entertainment, everyone. Lawrence writes, people thought they could talk stuff and got checked. I got time today. Oh man, hilarious. Lawrence writes, it's funny when older folks throw stones. They hate when younger people throw them back. Brian writes, so far off topic and so far into narcissism of individuals when we are talking about issues so important. This is part of our problems. I can't say he's wrong. I can't say it's wrong. That's why I say I don't need to get into everything. I read a little bit there so you know what's going on. I'll let them figure it all out. I'll let them finish it. But I want to talk about this third variant. So again, my whole point with COVID is not over, family. COVID is still a real thing. It is real. And don't take it lightly. Take it seriously. Mask up. Take it seriously until we can get all the way through this thing, and then we can enjoy life together. One last thing, I'm reading that Kroger is going to raise their hourly wage to $16 an hour. Kroger plans to increase average hourly wages this year by 50 cents to $16 an hour, which underscores the national conversation about a $15 per hour minimum wage, which, like I told you, I think it'll be healthy for the country. Would it be healthy for every small business? No. But would it be healthy for the country? Yes. Are those things sometimes, how could both those things be true at the same time? I think it's fair to ask that question. I mean, if I had more time, I would delve more deeper into it, but I do not. I need to make a move here. Listen, have an excellent rest of your day, family. I really appreciate you. It's been, wow, like a roller coaster with my own personal emotions. And then just some of the conversation. So again, you could be anywhere in the World Wide Web, but you decided to spend some time with me this morning and with us. I appreciate you. Have an excellent rest of your day, family. All right. Have an excellent rest of your day, family. We'll be back and hopefully better than ever tomorrow morning, bright and early. We'll chop it up on everything that's happening. If you got a tip on a story, hit me with a direct message. If you're a creator or creative and you're thinking about doing a live stream or a podcast, I'd love to talk with you. Perhaps we could work together. If you're a small business owner and you're looking for a platform to sell what you're doing in front of potential customers, consider CDM, consider live streams and podcasts as we grow out our platform. All right. Have an excellent rest of your day. We'll connect real soon. Until next time, I'm Nate Ivy, and I'm out.